What's going on? What's happening? Question. Do you think that America is falling? And the answer is, in my opinion, yes. I've been on this planet for a long time, man. And I've seen a lot of things that, a lot of traumatizing things happen in America, man. But, one thing that I can say throughout all of the years that I've lived in America, there's never been a consistency. You know what I'm saying? You've had like things like 9/11 happen, and then a couple years later, a recession, a couple years later, George Floyd or something like that. But it's never been to the point where there was a consistency on things happening in America. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the economy. You know what I mean? Like, man, it hurts to hear, that this generation, the youth, can't even they don't have the opportunity to move out of their parents' home, and venture out on their own. I hear so many horror stories, man, where Gen Zs, they got an apartment, or either they got evicted, or they wasn't able to pay the rent, so they had to move back home with their parents. And let's just say, even if they do have an apartment or a house or something that they renting, the way that they're able to get by is they have multiple roommates. You know what I'm saying? You in a 4-bedroom apartment, or say 3-bedroom apartment, a 4-bedroom house. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a room that they renting out. You know what I'm saying? And one person is taking an L by sleeping on the couch, in the living room. That's their room. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, man. And the thing of it is, man, it's never been a situation where, at least in since I've been alive, it's never been a deal where people weren't able to take care of their bills, handle rent, a mortgage, or pay their car note and stuff like that. I mean, of course, people get evicted and cars get repossessed all the time, but not at an alarming rate. Not at an alarming rate. The repo man is busy these days because people are not able to pay their car notes. And it's just ridiculous. The price of food is going up. It's just ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see things changing. I really don't. And I'm not the only one. A vast majority of Americans think the same way that I think. And it's crazy. It took a long time. Yeah, true indeed. It took years. It took the non-blacks in order for them to realize that there's no such thing as white privilege nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That we're all in the same boat together. It took them a lot of years, up to 2025, to realize that. Straight up. I hear non-blacks complaining all day online on YouTube about how they made the wrong decision when it came down to, them voting for Donald Trump. Because they were fooled. They thought that Donald Trump was going to handle and take care of the immigrants. And, it was going to be business as usual. They were, this government was going to maintain the blacks, or what they may call the niggas. But when the shit hit the fan, when it came to when it came to their home, right at their door, it's like, oh, no, not me. Now y'all messing with my Medicaid? Most Caucasians, America seems to think that more black people are on government assistance, such as Section 8, EBT, welfare, and all of that. No. It's the Caucasians. So now that Donald Trump is attacking, federal employees, attacking Medicaid, Section 8, welfare, and all the rest of that stuff, now Caucasians are starting to see. You know what I'm saying? You got a 60-year-old Caucasian man that's retired, and the only way he could be able to go to the doctor and all the rest of that stuff is through Medicaid. Now that they're cutting that, now you starting to see what it's like to be black. So now everybody's on board. But it's too late. It's too late. America is up to here in debt. They owe trillions to China, Japan, etc. And they busy shelling out money to Ukraine, to Israel. This is a ship that's gonna sink. And I know what some people may say, man, god damn, man, it seems like every week, Langston, you come out with these type of videos. When are you gonna stop? When are you gonna stop? Yeah, we get it, Langston. You know, you the doomsday guy. You have no hope and no faith. We get it. Can we move on? And I'm like, how? How? You don't look at the news? You don't pay attention to the energy when you go outside and you see people with their head down, their heads down? You don't see that today's economy is kicking our ass? That crime is going up? That desperate times calls for desperate measures? So when people are not being able to feed themselves, let alone their family, how do you think they're going to respond to that? How do you think that they're going to act? And being that we live in a society where it's based on individualism, it's, I got mine. I don't care. I'm not concerned what my next door neighbor has. And if he lacks, then he needs to put forth. He needs to put in some effort. Well, what if your neighbor over there is working 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs and it still ain't enough? Then what? Because eventually, your neighbor, as well as other people that don't have a job and that's not making it, eventually it's going to affect you. Straight up. Whether the powers that be have you tricked in believing that it's an individual thing, doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, we're all in this together. And when America goes down, all that are living in her will go down with her. That's a fact. And these non-blacks are waking up. But it's too late. It's too late. The black people, we've been told you all this. We've been trying to forewarn you and let you know just how crooked the government is. We've been getting fucked over. Straight up. All of the things that you all have been talking about, whether it's genetically modified foods, transhumanism, the singularity, technological singularity, automation, robots taking over, the collapse of the dollar bill, and the likes. We will talk, black people, the real woke community, the real conscious community, because y'all stole that from us. We were talking about that shit about 20-something years ago. Cashless society and shit like that. We were trying to forewarn not only our people, but all. And y'all call us conspiracy theorists. Y'all call us cuckoo. Now look at it. Look at the situation. Straight up. That shit that just went down with Donald Trump arguing on TV for the world to see with the president of Ukraine was ridiculous. Listen, I'm not into politics. I'm not. I don't believe a small portion of people should be in control of the masses amount of people's lives. I don't believe that. But yet and still, I will say this, there was a standard when George W. Bush Sr. and Jr. was president of the United States. There was a standard when Bill Clinton was president of the United States. There was a standard when Barack Obama was president of the United States. But there's no standard when it comes to this man. And the reality of it is that it's your fault, the ones that voted for him, because y'all voted for a felon to be your president. Straight up. Y'all even went as far as to print up t-shirts prior to him being a president while he was campaigning, saying that I am convicted. I seen it with my own eyes. I'm voting for a convicted felon. That's crazy to me. There's people that have felonies on their records that are felons that don't even have the right to vote. But you all voted for a convicted felon. So you get what you deserve. That plain and simple. That plain and simple. It's nothing complicated about this, man. And it's like media is trying to push us away from reality. So they come up with these stories, they blow up these stories, and whether media, I'm talking about across the board, social media, etc. You know what I'm saying? They throw these stories up with what is it? The black dude got shot and killed by the non-black wife. Come to find out the black dude was, prior to him being shot or whatever, he sent out a bunch of tweets where he was like, I'd rather, stick a white dog than I would deal with a black female. And it's like those type of tweets and the mentality that this man has, he got what he deserved. Let's move on. Fuck him. Straight up. Or what about the situation with the big girl, you know what I'm saying? That was denied a ride from Lyft. How she was on some shit like, well, us big girls, we want to be catered towards to our big people. I don't know what they call them. You know what I'm saying? We want to be catered towards. So what she did is since the guy denied him, she sued Lyft. The big girl it is. The obese girl that weighs close to 500 pounds. And it's like, I know what I'm about to say. Everybody has already said it already. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. She's going to lose her case. You want to know why? Because she took her big ass to the Breakfast Club. And when they gave her a regular seat, she said, I need you all to accommodate me. And they rolled out a big ass fucking couch, a section of a couch to her. And you know what Lyft is going to do? The lawyers or attorneys of Lyft, they're going to present that shit in court. Like, how is it that you're saying that you could fit in an economy car, but when you took your ass up there to Breakfast Club, you need to be accommodated by them rolling out a section of a fucking couch? This is the shit that they want us to talk about. This is the shit that they want us to focus on. While America is falling. Rappers still rapping about the same bullshit. Hoes still hoeing. Ain't nobody changed. Don't nobody see this shit coming. And the reality of it is I'm saying to myself, well, how did Rome end? How did the people think? What were they thinking when Rome was, at the end? Greece. Ancient civilizations, Kemet, or what they erroneously call Egypt. Call it Egypt. I could go on and on with this. The Mayan civilization, the Aztecs. What were the people thinking during those end of the time, of that civilization or culture? What were they thinking? And I don't have to. I don't have to sit here and think about what they're thinking, because I already know they weren't thinking. Just like how people in the United States of America spelled with 3 Ks are not thinking now. The only thing that they're thinking about is going to work tomorrow, paying their bills, and on Sunday praying to a God that they can't see, that they think that they can hear, but they can't see him. That's what they're worried about. That's what they're focused on. As long as I'm good, as long as I pay my bills, as long as I pay my taxes, as long as I go to church and I praise the God, praise the Lord, and I keep the 10 commandments, and I'm a good person, I'm gonna be all right. No, you're not. You're not. Because there are people that are in higher places that are literally destroying our lives. And they don't have any good in them. That's real shit. They're poisoning our waters. They're poisoning our food. When I get online, man, everything is negative. There's nothing positive anymore. People are walking around here, and I'm not lying. I keep my heat on me at all times. And this is a shame. But you never know what, you never know, because you don't know where people's minds are at. You really don't. You know, you thinking everything is normal because you see people on Saturday, on the weekends. I went to Target and people were buying and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's a thing called retail therapy, where people just buy shit because that's a way of coping. That's a coping mechanism. That's a way of making you feel good. Like things are not that bad. But they are, because most people are using credit, not cash. So you're making America fall even faster, because everybody's using credit cards, Afterpay, all of that shit. And that directly affects the economy. There's a certain amount of physical fiat notes that's circulating around America. Interest rates going up. The housing market is fucked up. Straight up. You know, price of eggs going up. Everything is fucked up. You know, and people still saying the same lame ass motherfucking thing that they always say. Man, find you a new, pick up a trade. Pick up a trade. You got to go to training school, my nigga. That costs money. And for a lot of us, when are we going to have the time to go to training school? For a lot of us, we have children, families. For a lot of us, we have a 9 to 5 and another 9 to 5 and another 9 to... When are we going to have the time to go to trading school? Or what about those that say, well, you know what? You need to be a day trader. You need to invest in stock and this and that and so forth. Okay, so let me get this right. First and foremost, I got to have the money. 2, that shit ain't nothing but a gamble. It's a possibility that I may get my money and I may not. Tell me if I'm fucking wrong. You know I'm right. There's a possibility that I may get a return on my investment. And what's so crazy is a lot of companies and corporations that you invest in are the same ones that's fucking you over. The same ones that you got problems with. So you're investing in your own demise. And a lot of us don't know anything about financial literacy. So we don't even know anything about Wall Street and stocks and what to put our money in. And I got a comment a couple of days ago where this dude told me that I'm doing too much. That I exaggerate things. All right, cool. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm not the one to be like, when the shit hits the fan, I'm not the one to say I told you so. You want to know why? Because people are going to perish. This is not a game. People are going to perish. The ones that's ultimately going to pay the price when she falls, America that is, spelled with 3 Ks, is General Pop. Real shit. I told y'all this. I did a video last year about how wealthy people are building bunkers. They are preparing for something. It's like, man, there's no hope. I mean, I have hope for tomorrow. You know, I know I'm going to get my family out of this situation, but ultimately there's no hope, man. Because people just seem to think that we're going to get out of this situation, that the economy's going to get better. Or if you don't believe and have trust in your government, you believing in trusting in God. As long as I got Jesus. I prayed last night, and Jesus is going to make a way. All right, cool. Yo, I'm out, man. Peace.